All right, JB.
Yep. We're here again.
We're here again. And I really just wanted to come back to some of the questions that we got from, people starting to subscribe. It's awesome and it's great. And they want to know more about us, why Precept, what we do. And I was thinking again, if we switch it up a little bit, I think the best way to really bring it to life, rather than sitting here and doing a lecture on what are the features and cool things that you can do with Precept.
Yeah,
I think let's just talk about what have been some of the cool use cases that we've seen, from our own customers.
Mm-hmm.
What have been some of the exciting stuff that we've seen?
Mm-hmm.
I remember sitting with you probably 18 months ago now and saying, this AI thing is really going to change how people think around going to market, right?
Absolutely.
Everyone thought that meant that any app or anything to do with sales was just going to get obliterated. Whilst I think for us, there was a more important question of who is going to own the data quality and data enrichment layer of go-to-market. For me, it was less around, should we compete with an app that will go against an Apollo or go against one of these guys that have sales apps, and more about everyone is going to be thinking around new ways to kind of build a go-to-market motion. How can we make sure that we are the data provider that they think about and go to when they're building whatever solution they want to build? And so let's talk about it, man. I want to hear from you. Obviously, we've had some really interesting ones recently, but yeah, talk to me about the kind of use cases of Precept that actually excited you.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully that can bring to life a little bit more what we do, man.
Yep. There's quite a couple that I've seen. And I think one that I find really interesting, and I think the reason I find this interesting is because it utilizes all the important things. So this customer basically, they decided to hook Precepts into their Slack. And it seems, okay, like just into your Slack, like what's that? But it's kind of the way it works. So one thing that Precept does for them, first of all, I mean, initially they would go out and they have the guys doing research. And spend hours on hours trying to do research, trying to find the right people that they want to target. And they have to compile this into like a doc, get this, and then try to put into their CRM, then try that, all of that long process. And instead of doing this way, what they just use Precept, they give Precept the signals they're looking for. So they say, okay, this is actually what we want every time. We know exactly what we're looking for. And these are the people that we're trying to get to. And Precept does the work for them. Autonomously. They don't even need to think about it. They just go about doing other things. Precept goes out to search for them. So Precept goes out, searches for them, finds the companies that would actually match what the problem they're trying to solve. So Precept knows obviously what they're trying to solve. It goes out, search for companies, looks for the current problems that they're having, goes out, looks for conversations that have been had, looks at like the annual reports, it looks into the missing pieces and where exactly they could plug in. And he says, okay, I found this company out here. Every week he looks at the news, what's happening, and then it sends those companies to them. It doesn't just send them the companies, it tells them why exactly this is the right time for you to bring your, to pitch to these companies. So imagine you're there, you get that message in Slack. Here, this company, these are the ones I think would be good for you to go for right now. And then right there and then, they've also got Precept hooked into their other AI that is able to just go out and then get enrichment for them. So first thing they would say is they would ask Precept, okay, who should I speak to in this company? Or for example, sometimes it might tell you exactly who you want to speak to directly from there. It might tell you, okay, can you get me the contact of this person? So that way, that's skipping so many other steps. Right there, it tells you, okay, these are the decision makers you should speak to. It gives you straight away their LinkedIn, gives you information about them. And right there, you can get their phone numbers. Okay, I want to get this person's phone number in natural language as well. So you're just conversing on Slack. Remember, if it goes out, does the research for you, sends it to you on Slack. And then you're there, you say, okay, who do I need to speak to? Who's the marketing, whatever, or who's whoever you need to speak to. It gives that to you. It's okay, could you find your phone number for me or your email address? And Precept is hooked into about 22 plus data sources for contact. And we also do verifications on the emails and the phone numbers. So you're getting quality data back. It sends that to you. And there it also hooks straight into your CRM as well. So you just in your conversation, okay, could you just send that into my, add that to my CRM, and then he adds that straight into your pipeline. So this is one customer that I felt had a very good use, because different customers use all these features to different degrees and different capabilities. Some people for example, have it plugged into Claude, because we have the MCPs, the MCP servers. So they have it plugged into Claude, and anyone in the org can just say, find me a phone number of this person. That's great as well. That's great. But in this situation, you have the whole funnel. You have the whole funnel in one place, and without having to switch apps, open apps, like you can just do it right there. So yeah, that was one. I think when I saw the workflow, and even while developing that, some of those things were things we also worked on them to build and develop as well. But I thought, yeah, this is well utilized. Well utilized. Made me happy. Made me very happy to see it's being used that way. Made me very happy.
See, look, I call you a tech guy, but look, you can easily be a seller as well, man. That's that founder life, man. That's that founder life.
Yep.
And look, I obviously completely reinforce what you said there. And I guess just one question as well is, some people are going to be relatively new to this or coming to it cold from listening to it. Just talk through, we use enrichment. We're a data enrichment provider. What exactly does enrichment actually mean, and what does it enable them to do?
Yeah, so when we do enrichment, we basically help you to find basically anything you need about either the company or the people. So at the company level, we're able to help you to find, for example, you might need insights based on, is this company currently hiring in this department? We can get you like they're currently hiring. We get you like who their employees are, how many employees they have, and per department on a department level, on a job title level, and even other things about them. Have they recently raised funding?
Big one.
This might be a very good signal for you. You want to know, okay, you want to target companies who have raised funding recently. You want to target companies who have a certain revenue as well. These are things that you can't easily find, or you have to do a lot of research to find. And so we get you more than just the LinkedIn level data that you get. If you go on LinkedIn, you might see, okay, you know where they are, you know how many employees they have. Yeah. But we get you even more insight and top problems they're currently facing as well. So we look into their annual reports, look into if it's a public company, and looking to find problems they currently have, and even at the lead level as well. If you use the Precept extension, that's one that I actually use a lot. I really love that one. If you check someone out, you can see, even sometimes it will tell you, okay, this person recently spoke on this podcast, spoke about this problem.
Very cool.
You can't have a warmer signal than that.
We're going to have people selling to us.
Like imagine someone talking about like a problem that you're currently trying to solve, and Precept goes out, fetches that for you, sends you the sources. This is where they spoke about it. I can even help you craft something to say to them as well. So yeah, this is basically what we do in terms of enrichment. And then in terms of the phone number and the email, I think this one is very important as well, because there are so many contact providers out there, and sometimes you don't know which one gives the best data. You can't also like necessarily have subscriptions for all of them. You don't want to have all of them paying for all those services. And that's a problem we recognize as well. And then we said, okay, how can we solve this? We found a way. We integrate all of them for you. And then once you want to find someone, we do like a waterfall enrichment. So we check this provider, do they have it? And then if they say they have it, there's a lot of them who don't have good quality data. We have another service that does basically checks, is this good data? Is this reachable? Especially the emails as well, the phone numbers, is it reachable? If not, we go to the next provider and down the line like that. And then once we find verified contacts, we send that to you. So yeah, this is the crux of what we do. Yeah,
and I think one thing that I always found interesting as well, you talked about some really interesting signals that some of our customers are using. I think some of the niche ones have been quite interesting as well. I was looking at one today around, they're effectively a kind of compliance AI company, and so they wanted to know what companies have recently had an OSHA violation. And OSHA is, you know, I forget the exact acronym, but it's effectively something
Yeah.
around occupational health and
Hazard,
compliance,
something like that.
violations. So they want to use that as a warm signal to say, hey,
Yeah.
this company's just had a fine, a violation from OSHA.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go and use that as a signal? I'm probably not going to mention that that's exactly what happened, but we know that it's going to
Yeah.
be top of mind to make sure that never happens again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can we target them with our compliance AI and software? So using Precept to find that kind of warm signal, I think is, you know, we've talked about being signal based and organizing the revenue factory off of those signals. There's nothing warmer than that.
Yep.
And I think for me, again, one of my favorites at the minute is one of these big, one of the biggest global edtechs out there, right? I think we can say that.
Absolutely.
I think we can say that pretty confidently,
Yeah.
right? In terms of scale, huge sales organization.
Yeah.
And, you know, before, again, I think fair to say some of the problems we described around being a little bit, you know, potentially a little bit fragmented in the way that they think around sales, you know, hundreds of salespeople out there, but not necessarily all rowing in the same direction.
All right.
And I think what they're doing is quite interesting in terms of not necessarily yet being at the, you know, really kind of premium level that we talked about where they start with just content, product, signals, but they're looking for external signals, right? So they're looking for what are people tweeting about, you know, what are people posting about on socials. And look, it's another warm signal, right? So look for that. What are they posting about? Are they posting about things that are relevant to us? They built up a nice little kind of Aprify scraper to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And then they come to Precept for the enrichment layer to say, okay, these are the people we want to go after. Give me their contact details, give me their mobile number, email address, tell me what problems they're facing, tell me if they moved role recently. Just give me any sort of signal that will really help to take this from a bland, you know, semi-warm to a hot conversation.
Yeah.
And they've seen the conversion skyrocket, right? They're telling us a kind of 2 or 3x conversion. And so you start to take it from a cool data enrichment tool to something that helps you grow revenue, you know, 2 to 3x faster.
Yeah.
So that's been one of my favorites. They've done it in quite a cool way where they've built their own little lovable sales app. And again, Precept is just the data enrichment layer that feeds that own, you know, almost that own app and product.
Yeah.
So, you know, we almost had, I remember the conversations around, you know, focusing on the app. Do we worry about competitors? It's like, it doesn't really matter. If you really do own that data and enrichment layer, then the value is just astronomical. So yeah, look, that's what Precept does.
That is what Precept does.
That's who we are. That's why we exist, man. Our mission is really just to help businesses grow quicker, and that's why we exist. We love it and enjoy it, and the key to being able to do that is enrich data quality.
Yeah.
So that's the mission. That's who we are. That's why we exist. That's what we do. And yeah, look, this isn't just a plug-in podcast. So, you know, we're not just gonna sit here and just plug products, you know. We're gonna make sure that we're giving you insights and making sure that you get value each time.
Yeah.
And you know, if that means that you're kind of a business owner or founder or a seller, then yeah, then think around how can you use better data to help you convert more, and then chat to us, man. Really.
Yep.
Yeah, man. All right.